morning to you, dear listener. Welcome to Perspectives, a current affairs discussion program on Agate Radio, 95.5 Star FM, Makudi. Let me say, Ninde Nina, your Benue Matthew, Nigeria Chin, Ninde Doga. You'll be wondering why I have chosen to speak that way. By the way, today is International Mother Language Day 2024, as declared by the United Nations. The day aims at supporting the achievement of sustainable development goal 4 on inclusive quality education and lifelong learning, and of the objective of the International Decade of Indigenous Languages 2022 to 2032. The International Mother Language Day is observed on February 21 every year as declared by the United Nations. It is significant to raise awareness about the importance of mother tongue and to promote multilingualism. The day is an opportunity to remind the international community that multilingual education enhances learning when the language of instruction is a learner's first language. The use of learners' own languages for literacy and learning, according to UNESCO, provide a solid pillar for education and for transfer of skills and knowledge to additional languages. In Nigeria, and of course in Benue State, some of our indigenous languages, according to research and experts, seem to be on the verge of going extinct. What are the reasons for this? Even in our households, you proudly find parents who say, my son or daughter cannot speak the indigenous language or the mother language. Is this a correct approach? What can be done to address this situation? This morning on International Mother Language Day 2024, we focus on this subject matter on perspectives. We've been joined here in the studio by one of our discussants who is already seated, a lecturer in the Department of Languages and Linguistics at the Benue State University, Makudi, a gentleman scholar who has done a lot of research as far as is concerned multilingual issues. I'd like to welcome Dr. Joshua Agbo, who is already seated in the studio. Welcome to Agate Radio, Dr. Agbo.
Yeah, thank you, Nat. Thank you.
We are expecting another statesman, a former commissioner in this state, and a distinguished professor of TIF language, who is very passionate about promoting indigenous languages, Professor Bamo Oka, who we hope will join us. He is our lead discussant, and as we go along, we look forward to his joining us. My name is Nathaniel Nongu, welcoming you to this Wednesday edition of Perspectives, which is an audience interactive program. You could phone in or send a message to contribute on the subject matter. The number for calls is 081-433-59292. The number is 081-433-59292. That line will be opened at 10 o'clock for you to phone in and make contribution on the subject matter or ask questions where relevant. Remember, the program is broadcast from now to 11 a.m. and that is why at 10 o'clock we shall open the line for calls. You can also send us a text message or a WhatsApp chat on 09126999404. The line for text messages and WhatsApp is 09126999404. That line will be activated as soon as we begin the discussion. Also, be informed that Perspectives is streaming live on all our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. Kindly search at iGate Radio on these platforms and follow the live stream conversation. You may drop your comments on that live stream link, and if they are related to the subject matter we are focusing on, we may take it as your contribution. We'll go on a short break, and once we are back, we'll begin our engagement with our discussant who is already seated in the studio. Please don't go away. Kindly stay tuned, dear listener. Okay, Dr. Agbo, let's begin our engagement. And let's begin. I'd like to request you to speak to us. What is the importance of mother language that United Nations will dedicate a whole day for it to be observed across the universe?
All right. Thank you very much. My voice is not too good this morning, but I will try as much as I could to speak to the subject of the matter this morning. Yeah, the importance of mother language, as we all know, what actually defines our humanity accurately is the language that we speak, the native language. Most people refer to that as local language, which I have a personal objection to, that we shouldn't use, a pejorative adjective such as local to describe what is native to us because it is original. So mother language Some people may misunderstand that it's only the native language that one speaks that is referred to as mother language. No. Any language that a child picks first is usually referred to as the mother language of that child. For instance, if a child is born in in an English community, and English happens to be the first language that that child has picked up, that language is referred to as that child's mother language. So mother language is defined from that perspective. And today you see, but let's take it from the perspective of the language that is native to you. It has a history. The day we are celebrating today has a history. And I'll offer a test historical background to the discussion.
Yes.
On the 21st of February 1952, 4 students in Bangladesh, all right, rose up to defend their native language. They wanted, Bengali to be recognized as a world language. So they fought for it, and they were killed. Similarly, in Soweto, on the 16th of June, 1976, there was what was called the Soweto Uprising. That was also linked to the introduction of the Bantu education policy, that young kids now decided to say, no, we want our own languages to be recognized as well, and all of that. And that led to the death of, in some sources you find 176, and some places they say 700 students were killed in that Soweto uprising. So that aside, so you can now see that man has recognized that he's nothing without his own language, the language that is ascribed to him. For example, you open up this conversation, your introduction, you greeted in your native language, all right? Yes. That is to show that you are proud of your own mother tongue, you are proud of your language. It gives you your humanity, it gives you your sense of originality as well as sense of belonging to the community that you live in. So that is what it means. And UNESCO decided after that 1952 event that countries of the world could come together to celebrate this unique day by bringing in the idea of linguistic diversity, cultural diversity. Celebrate your heritage. There's nothing wrong with your language. But today you can see in Africa, for instance, that is on the downward spiral now. Our commitment to native language, our commitment to mother tongue, how to speak it, how to use it, to grow it, to become a recognized language in the world is on the decline. Because of what? Because of the effect of globalization on the young youth, who would want even to be more American than the Americans, who would even want to be more British than the British. I had the opportunity of speaking to a class of African students in the UK in 2017, which was referred to as African Night. And I could see the slavish imitation of our African brothers and sisters who wanted to, do everything possible, maybe to become recognized by the English, people or whatever. And I said something that was quite provocative to them. I said, look, no matter how hard you try to become, British, you can never be British enough to become English. And I left them with that. So it's very important that we should speak our mother, tongue, use it, don't be of your language, because it is what gives you your own unique identity as a human being. After all, language is species specific.
Okay. Now let's look at the theme for the International Mother Language Day this year. The theme is multilingual education as a pillar of intergenerational learning.
Yeah.
Could you expand why the United Nations may have chosen this theme, and in our context, what does it imply?
All right. Thank you. In as much as a multilingual education, a pluralistic society, I'm also scared about the idea of globalization, which is also, on the other hand, promoting the tyranny of the dominance of English language on the rest of the world. In the sense that we are now, theoretically, we are talking about more
Any other ideas?
I want to see Lady Gaga!
Lady Gaga!
in their mother tongue and all of that. I don't know how far we can go with that, because that's not the first time the federal government has come up with language